to T-Bird Live, the talk show that covers the latest topics, trends, education, and discussion in the worlds of business and technology. Now, here are your hosts, Trina and Rick Bird.
Okay, looks like we're ready.
Looks like we're live and popping.
Okay. We got it going on. Welcome to T-Bird Live. I'm your host, Trina Bird.
I'm your co-host, Rick Bird. Good evening, one and all.
And
glad you joined us tonight.
Yeah, well, it's cold. Let's see. I'm going to take a look at what the temperature
about
is.
23 degrees out.
Oh, that's what it is?
A balmy 23. So if you're out there, make sure you bundle up cold. I mean,
bundle up cold.
Bundle up hot, because you will be cold. But, you know what I mean? So go out there and...
Oh, man.
If you have to, check it out.
Degrees.
Check it out. It's
16 degrees.
Okay.
That's where we are. Let's see what it is in Atlantic City, Atlantic County area. Let's see what they deal with.
So if you
12.
If you're out there in the cold, but
12.
And then
man.
And then with the wind chill factor too, so it might be even like more colder than that.
They usually say what it feels like, but I guess 12 is windy though.
Yeah.
Very windy. So, all right, tonight. Yeah, glad you're tuning in. Let me go ahead and let everybody know that we are live and we can share and.
Yeah, I remember last week. I wanted to bring this up. Some of my fans said, "Everybody know that it is your show."
What?
Remember last week you said, "Well, this is my show."
I did not say that.
Yes, you did. Run like the tape back. We all.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna look at the tape. No, you was trying to something.
Oh, don't worry about it.
No, we are co-hosts. We equally own the show. You do as much preparation. You set up the whole thing and break it down, and I just get the topics together.
What's on the topics today?
I happen to be the best talker, so.
Absolutely, yes, you are.
But I've been doing that since I was born, so
yeah,
I got a lot of years experience. Talker.
Okay, we got some few shout outs signing on. Dennis Rose, thank you. Thank you for dialing in.
All right, tonight's topic is, we got a couple of things we want to address. We may, basically, we're going to see how it flows.
Yeah, let's get to it.
We don't know, we want to make sure that everybody gets the opportunity to learn from these Facebook Live broadcasts, our T-Bird Live e-show. We definitely appreciate the people that join us, and we definitely are happy to be able to bring you all sorts of information that's available to us, because we were on the computer from sunrise and sunset trying to get information and run our business and look for new business ideas and all kinds of things. So we like to share what we find out and what we know. And so this week's topic is going to be a couple of things. We're going to talk about legitimate online businesses that you can start. It's going to be all about business tonight's episode. Not too much technology, but mostly business, because we really cannot tell you how important it is that we are emphasizing the economy that we live in today. I mean, you just have to have your own business. It used to be 30 years ago, if things get tight, I'll just go get a part-time job. What part-time job? We have people that are using 2 part-time jobs to make their full-time income. And so we just want you to get motivated. We want you to get just excited about starting your own business. And it's not that difficult. It doesn't have to be a brick and mortar. Today's time, the 21st century, you could start a business with your cell phone. Something you already have, something you already, and I have to tell this story because we found out about it from our son, that TMZ, everybody knows about TMZ. This guy runs around the country following stars, and he tries to get interviews with them, or they'll report what they see. Well, little known fact, that started out with the O.J. Simpson trial. It was a black guy who, for some odd reason, was given access to be able to interview people as they came and went to the trial. And he did it for free, and he was able to build a model that TMZ, I don't want to say they stole it, but he was actually one of the people, that little guy, what's his name?
I forgot his
little
name.
Short guy. He was actually one of the people that got interviewed, and he looked at the whole picture, saw the idea, and then here we go with TMZ. So I don't want to say he stole it, but he certainly can attribute it. And the guy that was...
There's another way to want to say that, but we're not going to...
But you know what, when you steal something...
show, but
when you steal something, you physically take it away from a person. And I think this guy, because he did that, the guy who actually started doing it, we're interviewing people, he actually is a big time director now.
I know, but you still have idea now.
You can steal an idea. I mean, everybody steals ideas. I mean, you know, we're going to talk about some things that we got
but
from.
He was like the originator of.
But you can take what you know and make it into Kool-Aid. I would say it like that. And that's exactly what this guy did. He made it into Kool-Aid. But it didn't deter the guy who originally started. Mm-hmm. He went on to bigger and better things. So everybody's happy. But anyway, tonight, go ahead.
Yeah, what we're going to be teaching you tonight too is how to take this work at home system, because it is a system that
that's one of the topics,
that everybody has, like, you know, like evolved. So we want you to be able to weigh your options, and if you want to stay off of like the rat wheel or like the mouse wheel, this is a way to do it. And we can, like, more or less, we have our research now that we more or less took upon ourselves to share with you. Now, these are some golden nuggets you just need to take heed to, because it's very, very important. And I see Trina was getting a little bit over, more than zealous, because she cannot tell you how deep this is. This is where you definitely need a second or maybe a third job, and we're going to show you how to do that tonight.
Well, actually, we're not going to show you. We're going to talk about it, and then we have a workshop on February 5th, which is 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., which is going to talk clearly about the. It's free, and
of course it's free.
What really makes me passionate is people think free has to be something bad. It just totally is not. There are some people in this world who want to just share their knowledge and information, and they want to do it at no cost to the recipient of it. And so that's why we do this show. We dedicate a evening every week. We've been doing this. When did we start? I mean, our first broadcast
in the 90s, maybe?
T-Bird Forum, T-Bird Computer Forum Live. Well, it had to be in the 90s.
Yeah.
So in the 90s, that's 20 years ago. And back then, we didn't have sponsors. We didn't have anybody paying for our show.
And guess what?
We paid for it.
We still don't.
Here we are 30 years later. That's what we do. We give information out. So free is not necessarily, it depends on what free is. Now, when you call up and go get a new cell phone and T-Mobile says free, they're not giving you anything for free. But the T-Bird live show, we are.
We can tell you about that when we went to get our new phones last week. Everything was free. Free.
Yeah, right. But then it was a $35 application fee. So if it's free, it shouldn't be anything. But we'll talk about that another time. So anyway, we will be conducting an online live webinar titled called The Hustle, The Business Hustle. And so the word hustle is kind of getting some momentum. In fact, I got an email today. I'm going to go ahead and talk about that, because I thought it was interesting that I would get this email, and I'm going to tell you what time I got the email, and I thought that it was so interesting that I would get this email, and this was the topic of my show, or our show, for tonight.
Oh, you funny.
And let me just read a little bit.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, here it is.
Okay,
It's called Why Hustle Isn't the Answer. So, of course, we disagree. Because it's all in context. It's all business is about how you approach it, how you live it, how you do it, and how at the end game. I always tell my grandson, every day before he leaves for school, I say, Rico, just remember
What's your end game?
What's your end game? End game is important. And end game is daily. So whatever your daily end game is, I'm going to want you to think about that in terms of not only, going to work every day, because you got to, think about your end game when you're going to work every day. You pretty much got to, what is the end game when you go to work? End game means I'm going to go there, do my job so I can get paid. But that's not all of it. End game should be I'm going to go there, do my job, and learn everything I can in that environment so that not only can you use that information and experience and knowledge to start your own business, you can be more successful about it because you learned while you were getting paid from someone else. So end game is the word for the new year. I told my grandson every day, and it gives me a kiss and a hug, and it warms my heart to death. And I tell him, don't forget the end game. At the end of the day, you want to have a good report. You want to have done the best job that you can do, and you don't want to have any trouble. So when you get home, you get your homework done, and then you can play that Xbox till you go to sleep, till it's bedtime. That's the end game. So let's read what she said about, I think it was a lady. She said the word hustle has been showing up on her feed a lot. It gets thrown around in the entrepreneur self-starter world all the time. And the subtext is that if you hustle and you work hard day in and day out, you will succeed. It's a tricky word. Hustle alone cannot produce massive results for you. Now, the reason that Rick and I can relate to this as follows. Maybe there is something you've noticed yourself. You've been putting in work each day and every day, but you're not seeing meaningful changes. Either your business or your personal life is not where you want it, even though you've been working hard at it every single day. And so I can relate, Rick can relate to that. He can talk about it in a minute. So what they're doing is selling a workshop where they're going to give you 4 topics that will help to integrate itself into that hustle. But my thing with that is that you got to know what that hustle is going to be before you can integrate anything. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight.
And like my thing is like everybody gets up, goes to work, but like you got to do it. You got to really do it, and you got to live it. When I say live it with passion and with a purpose. Once you start putting that in a organizational box where you can live with passion and live with purpose, doing like 100%, 110%. You know what I mean? You can actually get things done in an incredible way. But once you want to master that, you'll see. Because like, just like now, like the young lady was giving you, 4 things. I'm going to give you 10 things that can amplify your.
You got to make them 10 fast ones.
Okay, 10 fast ones. Wow, like while you're working on your phone.
No.
Okay, well, I know everybody gets like frustrated in the way of like things don't come out like they should, but at any rate, keep
grinding.
Matter of fact,
I'm doing your job. You're supposed to be doing the sharing. Go ahead.
To keep grinding, and like you be able to want us get things done. She's trying to throw me off key, but
no, I'm not.
I'm gonna give you 10 things that you can do that you ordinarily do on a day-to-day basis, and that somebody made these jobs out of that, which is what? Number one, customer service. You talk to people every day. That's what a customer service does. Number two, virtual assistant. How many times would you want to assist somebody and like want us going into Word or going into what is QuickBooks? That's a job. Tutoring. How many times have you tutored like your husband or your wife or your child and getting the homework done? These are jobs. And like these little jobs right now, they're starting to pay. It's like we do these on a day-to-day basis. You can make extra income by doing that. And like we have to also remember, we have to be what? All these jobs are made through what? The internet. So you have to be internet ready to engage, ready to hit the payment running, because if not, somebody else is going to get that job, because that's how fast this internet is going. This is how fast these jobs are being more or less, I want to say like turned over. There's a heavy duty turnover on jobs on a day-to-day basis. So much that the U.S. Census and all those people, they can't keep up with you. And right now, that's coming up too. That's going to be a job. Whereas if you want to make some extra money, like what's that, between 15 and
I think it's $16 to start.
And $22 an hour, you can make that. So like sign up now. Go to uscensus.org. They're taking applications right now, and maybe in your local area. So that's another job. I gave you like 5 already. How many people want to? I mean, like Trina, she can say something. Sales rep. Like I almost bought a car today. She almost sold me and buying a car. But like anyway, listen, these are jobs that you already know and have the skill set to do.
I sell you on improving yourself. I want you to be the best that you can be. I love that song. I'm gonna play it in a minute.
Okay, play it in a minute.
What is it? What's that song? This guy, this record was getting on my nerves. Every time I turned the radio on, it was on. And then my son bought us tickets for New Year's Eve to go see him. Jabal. Oh my God, swimming in person, little short. Oh, I fell in love with it. So I love this. I mean, I loved it before. Thought it had a great message with the exclusion of a couple of words that they were saying, but it was a great message. And then on top of that, I mean, he just was this little cute entertainer.
Well, anyways, starting a business using your own skill set that you already possess already.
Live your best life.
Your education, and now that you're retired, you can do a lot of those things that you would normally do with like a 9 to 5, because you don't have enough time. And I want to show you how you can start your business while you're still working, because a lot of people have wanted to launch their new job while they're working, and I'll tell you how to do that without interfering with your regular job too. And that's what we're going to do. All right. And I know, just like now, everybody has a story. Everybody has a story of how they want to start a business. But you got to take that story and be able to portray that to somebody who wants to hear it. You have to make it enticing with you got to validate your business idea. And I want to say with that, validate it. Make sure it's yours. Make sure, and the only way you're going to do that is possessing it, knowing that inside and out of it. Okay, you got the song up now? Okay, now you got the video up too? Well, anyway, I see we all over the place, but
no, we know. Play something you try.
Go ahead.
You pour it up.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go.
Oh, I don't like that part. Living my best life. Oh, I don't like that part either. Oh, so living your best life. No, I thought I had the one without it. Okay. But anyway, living your best life. I mean, oh man, I think that is so important to really recognize what your purpose is. Because a lot of folks, they go their entire life and they don't understand what their purpose was or is. Mm-hmm. But yet, they have such an enormous impact on other people, And that really is what their purpose is to some people are the people that lay the ground. Some people are the people that actually build the walls. You got the guy that comes in and does the roof. I mean, none of those things can work independently. But when they all come together, then you as a person realize what your purpose is. It may not be to lead. It may be to put everything in place and mold everything together so that someone else who has the skills to lead and is good at it, better than you are at it, and can do the job and do it. But they don't have any resources that are available to them, or even the knowledge to build the foundation so that they can stand on the platform to lead. So it takes everybody. And one of the things I just really, really dislike about the world that we live in is that people get upset by the fact that some person is doing better than the other. It is my belief, if I look at you and see that you are doing something really, really great, I'm not going to try and tear you down or talk bad about you. I want you to tell me how you did it. Not because I want to do what you did, but I want to take the success that you had and apply it to what I want to do and get success as well. And until we as a people realize that, we're never going to, we're just going to always be like we are. In fact, there was a gentleman, which, you know, Rick and I, we talked to him on a number of occasions. His name is John, and Rick always mentions the memo. He wrote a book called
John Hope Bryant.
Yeah, John Hope Bryant. And he had on his page today, which I thought was something that was very, very, not instrumental, but very, very
And in fact, you bring him up. This is
effective.
You know, this is his book, and the book is entitled "Did You Get the Memo?" And I'm like midway through. It's a lot of powerful stuff in there. You need to want to take a look at.
And this guy, he is connected.
And yeah, he's definitely plugged in.
Oh, he's plugged in. He knows everybody. Yeah. But he will take the time. I know one time he was doing a live, and I said, you know what, I'm not getting. He texted me, or he responded to me right away. I've called him a couple of times. He's answered me right away. Those are people that you know you can trust. You know that you care about. They care about your feelings.
No, they care about you.
And they just care about things in general. But he posted something on his website, and it said, "You cannot segregate your heart and integrate your pockets. Life does not work that way. You cannot segregate your heart and integrate your pockets. Mm-hmm. Life does not work that way." Now, that doesn't mean a racist situation. That doesn't mean that it's black versus white. It could mean a matter of you helping somebody because you can. It could mean that you got $2 in your pocket and you see a person, and I had to deal with this the other day. We went into a dollar store, and there's always this guy that sits out in front of the dollar store, and he's in a wheelchair. He's a paraplegic, and you know he's got mobility with his hands, but not his arm, his bottom parts. And so he's always out there with a hustle, and you know, like I see him and he's out there, and I get mixed feelings.
Oh, you use the word hustle?
Yeah, I get mixed feelings. So summertime, I came in, and he's like, "Oh, can you give me $1 so I can get some water or something?" He said to me, and I was like, you know what? Because you never know. These people, when they're asking, you know, you automatically think that they're out there, you know, looking for money so they can buy drugs or liquor or whatever the case may be. But you don't know. And I raised my son, and Rick and I believe, give over your heart. Whatever they do with it is their problem. And so I went to the store, and I bought him out one of those dollar store 6-packs of bottled water and gave it to him. He was very thankful. So the other day we went in, and we were coming out, and it was a cold day. He was out there, and he held the door. And my first was like, God, this guy, you know, he's out here hustling. He needs to be home, warm. And I don't want to say it upset me, but it just felt like, you know, why is he, why, I don't know his story. So I can't be upset.
That's
Rick,
what I was talking about earlier.
right.
You
Rick
don't
gave
know
him,
people's
you don't know
story.
people's story. So Rick gave him, you know, $3 or $4, whatever he gave him, and he held the door. And I just stood there and I said, thank you. Because it was cold as I don't know what out there. And this guy's, who's out there in 10-degree weather if they don't need the help? And we may even, you know, we're human. So my first thought was, why is he out here? Well, it don't matter why he was out there. He was out there and he needed that help. So who am I to question why he's out there, what he's doing, whatever the case may be. He's out there. He held the door, and we had a couple of bags, and we needed the help. We needed someone to hold the door. And he did that. And Rick gave him some money.
Like detergent, bleach, and all kinds
Yeah,
of
so
bags.
by the way, that detergent in the dollar store is just as good as that $10 Tide. But anyway, he really, you know, so you gotta look beyond who you are, see past who you think someone else is, and do the right thing. Now, that is a little bit off subject, but I also want to talk about our topic. We gotta get back on
subject. Get back to the ball. And gotta get back.
No, we ain't gotta get back to the ball because yeah, we're talking about him. Like, wow, so let's talk. Oh, it's 7:30. We haven't even got to what we're gonna be talking about. We haven't got to the meat yet. All right, so I want to tell you that we are launching a new division of the T-Birth Center, for which we are doing training on both platforms, and we are also wanting to really educate people on where the 21st century is taking us. And that is that we are going to a place where online training, online jobs is really going to be the wave of the future. And remember, the wave of the future was what just happened? Computers. Yeah. It just happened to computers. Now everything's just completely automated. And I want to tell you that there are some legitimate jobs that are out there where you can make anywhere from $16 an hour and up, right from the comfort of your home. Mm-hmm. Now, you got people out there, we've got a couple students in class right now who believe that, you know, social media is a bad thing and don't put your information. You don't have to put your information out there. But you can obtain legitimate jobs. You've got Progressive, you've got Target, you've got Walmart, you got all of these big companies who are now offering jobs that are work from home jobs because they don't want to pay you benefits packages. They don't want to pay you a big salary because in that salary, they have to incorporate, you know, you getting there every day, being there on time, and traffic, and all of these elements that really basically are a part of the salary that you get. That's why legislation is pushing for $15 an hour. But imagine if that $15 an hour did not include transportation money, lunch money, wardrobe, tolls, all of that. Because you work from home, you're going to give more attention to the job that you're doing because you are in a comfortable environment. You don't have to worry about the scuttlebutt over on the right of you, scuttlebutt over on the left of you, somebody in the office that doesn't like you and is always trying to do things to get, you know, none of that interference, none of that noise. You can just sit down at your computer, get your job done. Stats show that you will be able to get a job done in 20 hours at home versus 40 hours at your business at that business location. At their brick and mortar location, yes. Okay, so where do you think companies are going? We already have everything outsourced to these other third world countries. They ain't coming to America to do these jobs. They're doing those jobs from a phone or a computer. And they're good at it. They've been doing it for years for American businesses. Why are we privy to that? Why aren't we jumping on board? Why are we not getting the opportunity to do this? We have the opportunity, but we're afraid. We're so old school, go to the job, do this. Stop and think about it. So we're going to be doing a workshop. We're going to tell you what that is, about how you can get legitimate online jobs and make good money right from home and save a ton of money. But see, you got to be educated on how that process works, making sure your taxes are paid and your business is set up correctly. You can be an employee, but I'm going to tell you the difference between an employee online and a 1099 online, that means you're self-employed, is double. There are a couple of companies that we are working with that will hire our students at $9 an hour working from home, which is still a lot of money, because think about it. You don't have to spend any money to go to work. So even if you do have a job and you're looking for $13, $14 an hour, trust me, $5 or $6 an hour is coming out for all those expenses that are incurred for you to get there. And then, of course, you have all kinds of issues where you got personal things pop up and you got to take the day off and you're in jeopardy of losing your job, etc. So you really kind of net the $9 an hour. But if you are a 1099, it's $18 to $20 an hour. Because then they don't do the taxing, you do the taxing. But the beauty of doing the taxing when you're a 1099 is that you get to deduct all of your expenses, or most of them. This is new tax stuff is killing us. But you still are able to deduct a lot of your expenses to do business. So you got to think about it. We're going to be doing a class that will allow you to learn about the legitimate businesses or jobs online so that you can become a part of it. And we're not telling you to quit your day job. We're telling you to get this as a side income so that you can just use that money for family vacations or, you know, family events or things that you need to remodel your kitchen or things like that. So we're going to be talking about that. The next thing is the kind of businesses that you can start with a small investment. And that pretty much, you know, you can start you can use your cell phone to start. I mean, you can be an Instagram business where you actually are just taking pictures and footage and, you know, using those pictures and footage because someone, for example, realtors, you know, a lot of real estate agencies that are trying to sell not only in their local area, but they may be looking at Floridians who may be wanting to come up to New Jersey, New York, Delaware, DC metro area on vacation, and they need somebody that can actually, you know, give them a real look at what is available to them when they go on vacation, or if they want to purchase a summer home, or whatever the case may be. You can build that into a business. This is so much, technology has opened up so many doors and made so many millionaires that it's ludicrous. So you got to find your niche. And this really pretty much means something that you like doing, that you would do for free. People always say that you would do it for free. And there are things that you would do for free. And the quality is there, like this show, and giving you all this information and all this knowledge that we have. We do it for free, but we love doing it. And so it helps people. And when you get to the pearly gates of heaven and God says, well, what did you do with everything I gave you? You can say, I helped a million people.
I help some people.
You know, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and I'm going to give you like some technology or some terminology so that you can understand where we're going with this. Have you ever heard of digital learning? Have you ever heard of de-learning or blended learning? This is the way that people are more or less going now. Corporate down to like the labor. What does digital learning mean? It means a type of learning accompanied by technology or by instructional practice, which you already do. You just didn't know what you were doing, but that's what it is. And like this blended learning, that's what they're doing now. They're incorporating that into like the school sectors now. It's called blended learning, and like that's what they've been doing. I want to do some shout outs here. Michelle Green, Chris, George, Kevin, Rebecca, Jomo. I hope I'm saying that right. I thank you for like what is logging in today. Dakar, Francis, Johnson, Ms. Caldwell, Monica. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I know we didn't, go over a lot today, but we will. And like the
no, we got more to do. So don't close it. We're not.
I'm not going to close it out yet. I'm just saying it's 7:30 now, and we got to.
No, it's 7:40.
Okay, we got to bustle it up.
Yeah, we got to bustle it up.
Got to tighten it up.
So the other topic we wanted to talk about are people who have retired, like Rick and I. You're retired, and you want to take your skill set and your experience, your knowledge, all of that, and turn it into a business, not a full-time business, but like a part-time business, whereas you can assist other people in your field to be better at what they do. Like we've got a lot of retired school teachers all over the country who have developed and implemented strategic plans for teaching young children, middle school children, high school children, and it worked and successfully worked in their classroom. But now they're retired, and so that valuable resource is now gone because you're retired. Well, as a retired person, you can start your own business and mentor or provide a service to new teachers coming on board, or teachers that have been teaching for 5 or 6 years, and now they're getting frustrated, or they're reaching a point in their life where they are questioning whether they should continue to be a teacher. You can create a business that will allow you to make a difference, still make a difference in kids' lives, which is why you got into teaching to begin with, and you can help these young teachers do a better job, because trust me, they need your help. And it's not just teachers. You could be a nurse. You may want to teach, become a medical billing and coding teacher, where you're teaching that medical terminology and you know the codes like the back of your neck. So you can teach other people how to get really good at doing medical billing and coding. If you are a firefighter and you know how, great techniques for saving lives, you can create a consulting business where you go back to the fire stations and you hold workshops so that they can be educated. Of course, you would have certification for that. In fact, my God bless my brother, he was a police officer, and one of his ambitions once he retired was to go back. Was he and 3 other guys were going to get together and create a consulting firm where they would train officers how to, and they were going to get certified and everything, how to do traffic deaths. And it was a little ironic, but he found that oftentimes when there's a traffic related death, that not all of the officers are skilled in being able to identify how it actually happened. And so they were going to form a training program to teach officers how to, the tips that they had learned over the years. Unfortunately, he didn't get to retire. He passed away at an early age of 50 and never got to do it. But if you're, you can do that. I mean, there are so many, in today's economy, today's world, you can create a job, you can create a need and solve it. And you just look back at what you've done and even go back to the job that you worked for 30 years and say, well, Dad, you know what? We were doing this 30 years ago and it worked fine. Today we got all these millenniums in there and it's just chaos. Well, let me go back and say, look, I got this program, let me implement it, and you pay me for my services. I mean, it's just so many things that you can do as a retired person. Because Rick and I, we've been doing everything we've been doing for years, and we were like, you know what? Maybe we need to do something that's a little bit different, just to get, a different look on things, just to do something different so that you don't get redundant. Because as you get older and you do things over and over, you feel like at some point, and sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes that you need a little different spice of action. Right. And you want to just do something different.
At a early age, or even at like a later young early age, you discover like your strengths, and like now you got to learn how to more like leverage them, right? You know, such as your hard skills and your soft skills. You know, being you know, like having like patience, being a good listener. You know, these are all teachable like abilities that you already like possess, and I know how to more or less prioritize them. So you need to share that with somebody else, because somebody else might be lacking, and that's another job. You know how a lot of people don't have etiquette, and when I say etiquette, they don't have the hard and soft skills. You know, so that's like my take on it. You need to more or less discover your strengths and learn how to more or less leverage them.
Absolutely, because you know, there's always somebody out there that can use your help. Always, always somebody out there that can use your help. So I really believe that the more you help people, the more you'll get from it. And for years, you know, we've been doing this, and people that know us know our heart and our mission. The ones that don't, I mean, you got to get to know us if you can. So let's talk about
Well, if you want to go, you know, move forward, like we
talk about this class that we're going to be doing on
let's talk about the class.
February. So February 10th at 10 a.m. to 12, we're going to be going live, and we're going to be doing it on Facebook. It will be our traditional format where there's a PowerPoint, and what we want to talk about is how to create a business and generate income without giving up your day job, your family, or your life. So if you're trying to make a big change or just need some extra cash, a hustle can help you build a foundation to move on to something else. If you love your day job, that's great too. The hustle will provide a creative outlet and a business plan. So some of the topics that we're going to be discussing is when you have more than one source of income, you're no longer dependent on a single employer. Key, big thing. You will also have much greater opportunity. You will learn new skills on how you can make more money and still keep your security of your day job with the benefits package and all of that. And a lot of us, you know, we get off work, we go home, and we really, you know, just try to relax and take care of business and do things that really make us feel comfortable and relaxed. And, you know, when the paycheck comes in at the end of the week and you don't have enough for this and not enough for that, that's when the anxiety kicks in and all that other pressure and drama and stress and all that. So rather than take that time during the end of the week and get all stressed, we're saying that, you know, take a couple hours, maybe from 2 or 3 days a week, and then just start that second hustle. And we're really thinking of, you know, just going to be talking about online stuff, something you can do right from home, so you don't miss out on family time. I mean, you're actually not going to be interacting with your family as much, but you'll at least be in the house, and you can pause things and stop and take care of family issues and then go right back to it. Another issue is when you have more than one paycheck arriving each month, you feel better about yourself, you look to the future differently, and you consider a wider set of options as you make decisions. And we're going to show you how important that is. And it can also be fun starting a side hustle, playing entrepreneur without actually making a huge commitment and leaving your job. And those are how big businesses actually started and became successful. They didn't just jump out there and have everything laid out right away. It started as a small idea, turned into a business, small home-based business, and then it blew up. And that's all we're really asking you to do. And if you join this class, you'll learn how to maintain your work-life balance, find a niche, test whether or not it's a great idea. We're going to give you a ton of worksheets that will help you test. There's actually a workbook that's got everything included that you'll get for absolutely no charge. And it'll show you all of the ingredients you need to create the business plan, your strategy, how to prevent major pitfalls associated with starting a new venture on your own. And it will also assist you with creating a simple financial projection so that you can understand whether or not this hustle is very much worth your time. And it's free. How could you go wrong with free? Well, you know what? Those naysayers that think free is bad, don't come. The ones who just realize what I just told you and understand it and get it, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. But you do have to RSVP, you do have to register. And to register, you got to go to register@tbirdcenter.com. Register@tbirdcenter.com. And that's our email address. And just send in your email, email us, send in your name and, any thoughts you may have, and we'll put you on the list. And if that's not an option for you, you can call us at 609-484-9356. I want to also, before I turn over to Rick, is we are running a Microsoft Office Professional QuickBooks class the second week of February. So anyone that's unemployed, I want you to seriously think about getting Microsoft Office Professional QuickBooks certified so that you will have a skill set and a credential that will allow you to enter any industry anywhere. And last but not least, we are looking for anyone that's interested in doing a summer camp program at the T-Bird Center.
What, the boot camp? Is that the boot camp, the one you're talking about?
No, this is for people who have run summer camps for years. They may be looking for a location to run their summer camp. And we are providing our facility between the dates of May 15th through September 15th. So we're going to give you 15 days to get in, get set up, and start your recruitment. And then, of course, your program will start June, July, and August, and then 15 days after to close out the program. And the package includes our computer labs, which are inclusive of laptop computers, our multi-purpose room for serving lunch and other group activities, 4 classrooms, and administrative offices. Other support resources include computer training materials, program supplies, copier, internet, phones, even a kitchen area to prepare lunch.
Start teaching.
Exactly.
All
so
right.
If you're interested, please let us know by calling us at 609-484-9356. And please do.
Say the number again.
609-484-9356.
Okay.
And please do contact us as soon as possible, because there are your program is about we're in January, end of January. Before you know it, March and April will be here. So don't wait till last minute. If you're an experienced summer program provider, you know what you need to do. That's it for me, Rick.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna just more or less give you. I was gonna wait until like next week, but I'm gonna give you like 10 steps on how to start, grow a business while you have a full-time job, and I want to show you, tell you how to more or less do that. But my thing that Trina always says, she always says, in like the prime purpose in life is to help people, and that's what we do. We all the time we help. We're like, especially Trina, she's always helping somebody. So if that's your goal in life, to get ahead, you gotta help somebody. You can't more or less alienate like anyone, even though you may not like them. But at any rate, I just moving on. I like to do my shout outs here. Again, I got Rebecca, Bill, I got Millie, and Cynthia. Thank you. Thank you for dialing in like tonight. And let me give you those 10 steps on how to.
I think you went through a couple of them already.
Yeah, I did. But I'm gonna put them in order now, and they go as follows. Let me see what we got here. They are, in order to start a business, you have to make a commitment. Number 2, you have to inventory your strengths and your if you want to be an astronaut and if you don't have any aviation background, I think you better move on. You know what I mean? Number 3, validate your idea before building something nobody wants. You have to build something that's in demand. Number 4, create a competitive advantage. What that is what makes your business unique. Make sure your business is unique, rather than like if you sell like your like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and everybody else on your block is selling peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. It might not be a good profitable thing. Number 5, set detailed, measurable, realistic goals. Goals that you can meet, not your New Year's resolution. I'm going to make $1 million, or you might win the lottery, but what are your chances? You got to weigh your options. Number 6, build a roadmap to launch your launch date and beyond. You got to set goals and you got to set dates, and you have to commit to them. And you have to be committed to them. That was the first number 1. Be committed. And sure, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. So what you do for number 7, which is very, very unique, outsource your weaknesses. Get somebody. You might not be in the finance. You might be just in the walking and talking. But if you know somebody who can run them numbers and keep you from the 3 ones that I tell you, the I, the R, the S. If you can stop that, that's what you need to have done. Okay. Number 8, actively seek objective feedback. Don't be afraid. Somebody say, "Oh man, that business ain't gonna work." Ask them why. Go up there and ask them why. I don't know how many times, even like your family members, they tell you, well, I don't think it's gonna work, or like you just wasting your time. Well, like that might be the case, it may not be the case, but don't let that deter you. And number 9, don't blur your lines between work and your business. Meaning, remember I told you about earlier how you can start that business while you're still working, while you still need that day job. Sure, you still need that day job. Those benefits and those 401ks that come in handy once you depart. But you got to be smart with it. You got to be smart. Okay. And number 10, reach critical mass before quitting your job. Meaning, what does that mean? Plain and simple. Make your contacts before you leave your job. And I'm quite sure you're not in like an office, and even in an office space, you can reach out, make those contacts before you step into where you might not. You need help. That's what I want to say. You need help. So reach critical masses before quitting your job. Those are the 10 I want to give you. Do we have enough time? I got some more stuff for you.
I want to just give a real shout out to your good friend, our good friend, Kevin Crump. He's saying that I think his mom is in the hospital. Yeah, his mom is in the hospital. We wish her. Yeah, Ms. Crump, we wish her. And Marlena, we wish you guys much good prayers.
Absolutely.
Coming for your mom.
Prayers are going on right now. Now you know about it. Okay.
And she's gonna be all right.
Absolutely.
You know it. My mom is gonna be 80 this year, and she's still kicking strong. So some people are meant to just stay as long as they can, so they can get things done, finish their whole plan,
get their journey done.
Again, I want to give a quick shout out. We want a very successful summer program. So we're looking to partner with any provider out there that is looking for a location to host their summer program. And you just got to give us a call, 609-484-9356. And, we have everything in place that will allow you to be able to be successful. So let us sit down and discuss the financial end of it, and the whole concept of what you want to do and what we can also add to your program to make it even more successful because of the implementation of technology. That's what we do. We've been doing it for years, and we do it really, really good.
And what we do, also, you got to put it in your mind, too, in your mindset, in your psyche, I'm going to succeed. We can have more than what we got because we can become more than what we are. And that's a quote that I just now was, I didn't make up that for somebody else's quote, but it stuck with me today because I'm always constantly reading, doing my research. So I'm having a ball. Is that all for tonight, Trina? Is that what we got for tonight? Any more shout outs?
No, I like the setup you have. You did a good job. You got a little smart mouth, but that's okay. But you got everything set up. Oh, you know what we should do? Oh, you know what? We need to do a behind the scenes, how to set up your and stage your Facebook Live broadcast.
Okay. Yeah, because like right now I'm starting to go into a little bit. I want to get into a little bit of podcasting. My son turned me on to that.
You was always doing it. Well, you didn't call it podcast.
Investigation with it, but yeah, we're having a ball with it. Or I'm having a ball, and things are going well. And I wish everybody in there
happy birthday to all the January people.
It's going well with everybody.
We're gonna be doing a special couple of segments. We got a couple guests come in. We're gonna be doing a special segment because next week when we come on, it'll be Black History Month, and we're gonna be. What I want to do differently than I did last year. Last year we did a whole segment on featuring inventors, Black inventors that have not never, but don't always get recognition that they deserve. So I featured them on my Facebook page all month long. Every day I posted some information. But this year, what we want to do is post successful Black folks, everyday successful Black folks on Black History Month. And so for people in your community that are doing great things, we want you to send us information so that we can discuss it, maybe because we're able to do live call-ins. So, we want people to call in and talk about those kinds of important things for Black History Month. So definitely, if you're interested in doing that, we got a ton of hits. Let me just see. Let's give this shout out so we know. We want to mention everybody that actually
we try to
the show.
Definitely try to.
Deborah Thomas, that's she's my teacher, best teacher I ever had. Thank you, Deborah. I'm getting blind, I can't see. Christy Wallace, Debbie Morgan, Stephanie Dixon, Ronald Rollins, Joanne Newby, Kashif Sharif Abdullah, Tom Moore. Oh, Tom, what's up? That's one of my favorite students, him and his wife. Love them to death. Pete Butler, Victor Johnson, Lloyd Forrest. Thank you so much for joining. Remember, we come on every week and we try to give some great information. Yeah, and if you know someone that's looking to do a program this summer, let us know because we want the T-Bird Center to be more than just computer training. We wanted to house as many different resources available to our community as possible. So, and we definitely want to make it affordable to you as the person doing the event. So just call us, 609-484-9356. And I just want to say,
thank you to all.
Thank you, everyone, for joining.
But the key factor is, we were on this computer technology kit, but we have to think in our mindset, in our psyche, and I keep on saying that we have to want to think outside of the box. They said, well, that's a slang too, but we have to think a little bit more than that. We have to accommodate and consolidate to get where we have to go. So
yeah, consolidation is a big thing.
If you can want us, read through those lines, I'll get back at you next week.
And we gotta help each other so that we can continue. Everybody's got their own passion and mission and things that they want to get done. And if we can come together, everybody knows we got that big building, we got a lot of resources. We welcome people to come in and we collaborate so that everybody can reach their dream and reach their passion and their goal for getting things done that they want to get done and accomplished. And we definitely have a building to be able to do that, and we want to share. Of course, you know, we gotta still pay the light bill and the mortgage and the telephone and all that other stuff. But if 10 people come together,
It's a
how can
bridge.
it not work?
It's a bridge.
Please, just think about what God wanted us all to come together and do, and not what's all that other noise and all that other craziness.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. All
It's
this
just
is
noise.
Just
noise.
noise.
Just noise. And I want to give a shout out to Stephanie. She is, oh my God. I look to her for everything politics. She has been all over the world, I would say, working with Stacey Abrams, who's now going to be the guest speaker.
Some major players.
Yeah, and
some major game changers.
Yeah, she started out in politics just like all the rest of us have done.
Yeah, we've been watching.
Yeah, she's been recognized throughout the country. People have been calling her for all kinds of things. And yet in our own backyard, you know, what? Let's support each other.
Right.
We're all in this together, and it makes a difference when we come together and help each other. The biggest thing I want to say is when someone makes it, be proud that they made it. Because if they're a good person, they're going to tell you how you can do it too. And I'm going to leave it at that. Because I get passionate and all that.
You know.
Thanks, Stephanie.
Yeah, let me get the tissues out.
I don't have no tissues. I'm just like, ooh. But I'm cool. See you next week.
Everyone.
Oh, wait a minute.
Let's get our theme song going.
Yeah, let me get that thing. Yeah. I
theme.
have to have that plan. Because if I don't have that plan going out, it just
So next week we're gonna definitely, you know, talk about again how to make some extra cash at home.
Oh yeah, and don't forget 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. February 5th. We're gonna do a Facebook Live, but go to register at tbercenter.com so that you can be on the list to get the package and all the materials that go along with that workshop. And you'll be able to participate. So, all right.
Yeah.
Trina and
Very good.
We're out. See you next week. Thanks everybody for joining us. Salita, thank you.
Love, peace, and
So.
all right.